Hello everyone and welcome back to the plot. Today is the 20th of May and we have a lot of planting out to be getting on with. My main priority for today was to get these two beds all planted up, but first I needed to do quite a big weed around because there was quite a lot of bindweed popping up in this bed particularly, and then some other annual weeds in the others. Not so much mare's tail over on this side of the plot, which is nice. In this bed I'm going to be planting out my leeks, and there's a really big self-seeded borage right in the centre and I really wanted to keep it and just plant the leeks around it, but I did end up moving it. I had quite a few more leeks than I thought, so I kind of needed the whole bed for them, but hopefully that borage settles into its new home and is still alive because I really love borage plants and I definitely need to get some more in the ground, especially over on the new plot as well. Now that I have more space, I can definitely have like a nice big borage patch. All the other beds are looking pretty good, just a few weeds popping up here and there, but I think I've been pretty on it the last couple of weeks and most of my beds are looking good, if I do say so myself. Before planting out my beans, I added some more bamboo canes to the archway just to give it a little bit more stability, and it's just more things for the beans to climb onto. I'm only growing beans on the archway this year and hopefully it won't fall down. I think the weight of I think I planted about four to six pumpkins in this bed last year, and obviously I had the sweet peas on the other side of the arch and it might have been a little bit too much for the archway to handle, and then the bean teepee falling on it as well. Yeah, it stood no chance. But this year, just beans, and I'm very excited. I'm planting 2 different varieties today, and then I've got another 2 or 3 varieties to go in a week or so, I think. I think they'll be ready to go then. I'm giving the bed another mulch with some more compost, and then I'm getting on with the planting. On this side I am putting my Cobra French beans in. These I sowed in toilet roll tubes and they're not so happy, and compared to the beans that I sowed in the root trainer, they are looking quite yellow. The second variety on the other end of the arch I am growing, it's a purple variety, so I'm very excited for those. The plants themselves look really healthy and happy and strong, so I really hope they produce lots of lovely purple French beans. In the same bed, I'm also planting 2 different varieties of courgette. One is a yellow climbing variety, so I will have to give it a little bit more support later on. And the other is a Romanesco variety, which is my favourite type of courgette. I'm also sticking a sunflower in the middle and a pink pop sock cosmos. I did add a stake to the sunflower, so don't worry. Next, we're going to be planting the leeks out. I have two varieties of leeks going in here, Musselburgh and I think the other one's called Elephant. I don't think it has a T on the end actually. So I'm just mulching the bed with another bag of compost. And I did think about the layout of the leek bed for quite a long time. I just couldn't work out how I was going to fit all these leeks in and keep the borage as well. So I'm just marking out some little troughs for the leeks to go in and giving them a quick water. And then I'm breaking up all of the individual leek plants, trimming the roots of the leeks. That is supposed to help root growth or encourage root growth. And I have been trimming the leek tops as well, just so they don't get very long and spindly. Both trimming the roots and trimming the top is supposed to be good for the leeks, and we will see. Last year I was really proud of my leeks actually, and I did say that I wanted to grow a lot more this year. I think there's about 30 leeks in here. I don't think that's enough. I probably should have grown a couple more, but hopefully 30 leeks will see me through. Just making another little divot for the leek to sit in, and then I'm watering it in and letting the soil just wash into the little divot. I'm holding the leek upright just so it doesn't flop over and get washed away, but they're all pretty much standing up straight by the end of the allotment day, so I think they'll be fine. I was going to plant some snapdragons or nasturtium or alyssum on the very edge of this bed, because I did leave a little bit of a gap for them just to sit right on the edge. But I decided to plant my red onions in this gap instead because I didn't know where else to put them. I think I've got like beans or peas in every single bed, and apparently onions and legumes don't go well together. So I decided to stick them on the very end, but hopefully the onions will bulb up quickly and I can pick them soon, and maybe I'll have time to sow another little flower row on the very edge of this bed after the onions have gone. Moving on to the next bed. In this middle bed, there is actually a dahlia in here, and it had shown no sign of life for the longest time until today. I finally spotted some little green shoots. So that is exciting, and I will just leave it be in this bed. We haven't had rain in quite a while, so I am watering the bed before mulching with compost. Hopefully that gives everything a little bit more of a chance at survival. I actually do only water the plot once a week, and some people think that's crazy, how my plants surviving if I'm not watering, but I find that if you water your plants like every single day, they start to rely on you. I don't know, I find that watering once a week is absolutely fine, and even in this dry weather everything is still thriving without me having to be here every day to water and baby my little plants and seedlings. I'm planting one sunflower on the very edge of the arch. I did also tie this into the archway, and I'm also putting a verbena plant in the middle. I am planting 2 rows of dwarf French beans, a green variety and a purple variety. I've never grown dwarf French beans before, so these might be a little bit close together. I don't know. I'm sure they'll be fine anyway, but I was actually going to put these in the bed on the left, but I've realised I probably should keep that bed clear for another week or so, because we have to move the greenhouse frame back over from one plot to the greenhouse base, and yeah, with my archway and structures, that's going to be really difficult, so we'll probably have to trample on that left side bed. So I'm going to leave it empty for a little longer and put my beans in that space instead. I'm also planting out 2 dahlias to this middle bed, which in hindsight I probably should have only planted one, because I have a feeling these are going to get a little bit big. One of them actually already has flower buds on, which is very, very exciting. And as a treat for finishing up all that planting out, I am rewarded with peas. So exciting. And one of my neighbours came over and gave me this beautiful bunch of flowers from his plot. Look at them. Oh my gosh, I strive to make bunches of flowers like this from my allotment plot. Look at the chive blossoms. They are almost as big as the roses. It's absolutely beautiful, and it made my day.